We good? Literally yesterday, I made a community post stating that I might end up moving my scheduled uploads to later in the day so that if I ever wake up and patch notes have dropped, I can move whatever the video would have been for that day to the next day so that I don't fuck myself in the algorithm. Well, today we're fucking ourselves in the algorithm because I'm going to be uploading 2 videos in one day, which is not recommended, but I do not want to put this off till tomorrow because this is a developer update, and apparently there's a lot to talk about. Anti-face camping, the Skull Merchant, the shattered shit, the fucking McMillan estate. I'm very surprised. I cannot wait to see whatever this is. Perks and killer tweaks. So let's scroll through and find out what the fuck's going on here. Spooky season is officially... Okay, anti-face camping. You probably don't want to find yourself on the hook in the first place, but it can quickly become frustrating if the killer decides to wait nearby, preventing all but the most coordinated teams from rescuing you. Camping has been a continuous topic. While there are times where camping is a smart thing for the killer to do, if the survivors are nearby, for example, there's not much the survivor being camped can do. To help in the most extreme cases, we are introducing a new feature which may give you a second chance. Now, I know that face camping has been like this, heated ass, everybody, pretty much everybody disagrees face camping shouldn't be a thing. And I saw this meter on Twitter, and I had a few concerns about it, but I'm going to read through this first, and then if my concerns are still there, I'll voice them. If they're not, then good to fucking go. Going forward, you'll notice a new meter appears whenever you are on the hook. This meter will gradually fill whenever the killer is near you. I hate when they do this shit. I hate this fucking word. What does this mean? What is the actual... We're gonna have to wait until a wiki entry comes up, until some fucking, somebody comes in and actively times the damn thing, and then they're gonna have to give us breakdown that, please, game developers out there in general, right? It's not just behavior. Game developers out there in general, stop making us go on scavenger hunts to find exact numbers. We want exact numbers, okay? The closer the killer is, the faster the meter will build. Once it is full, you'll gain the ability to unhook yourself with a 100% chance, even during the second hook. Even during the second hook phase? Oh my God. Unhooking yourself in this way will grant you all the useful benefits such as endurance and haste. Okay. To ensure that this cannot be abused by aggressive survivors, the rate at which the meter fills will decrease or potentially even stop entirely when other survivors are nearby. Additionally, once the exit gates are powered, this feature is disabled. See, this is the part where this was one of my concerns, but we're good to go. Because I know, listen, bro, I know that there are some sweaty ass survivor mains or some brain dead survivor mains out there that are like, oh, but why does it turn off during the end gates? Oh, if the killer couldn't get the kill before the exit gates were powered, then they really don't deserve that kill, and we should all get free escapes. And the reason I know that they're out there is because they come to my Twitch channel every single time that I play killer, and every time I have to face camp during an in-game collapse to confirm the kill, they get really, really pissed off because they want me to hook them and then walk into the great yonder beyond while they just get the free unhook and everybody conga lines out the exit gate. But good, it's turned off during the in-game collapse, so I'm happy about that. This is because, they've even explained it. This is because at this point in the match, the killer needs to do whatever they can to secure the one last kill, so we can't expect them to graciously leave the hook. How many people do you think are going to read that line and get mad? We'll figure it out. This new mechanic is intended to address the most egregious camping scenarios, discouraging killers from standing too close to a hook survivor for an extended period and creating opportunities for the other survivors to make a save. So yeah, I mean, it sounds okay. It sounds good. I think being able to unhook yourself even during the second hook phase is silly. Because I mean, sometimes there's times where a gen's about to be finished, so you hook a survivor and then you kind of wait around that area because there's say there's 3 people alive, right? So I hook Nay on her second stage in the basement. And I know because I just saw her near a gin in fucking Wild Blue Yonder that gin's gonna pop soon. Because that's where I chased her from, right? So I've got her on the hook, and then I know for a fact either both of those, the other 2, are on that gin, or one person is coming for the save. So I kind of want to stay in that area to force that other person coming in for the save to waste a little bit more time to hopefully confirm her as a kill before that last gin pops, so I confirm a second kill. But I also get why they're saying at the second hook stage. My only issue, I think personally, is that face camping was only really a big problem in the first stage, because then you could camp them all the way through the first stage into the second stage, which caused a lot of issues. But very rarely, I think, do people camp in the second stage unless they were face camping in the first stage and the save somehow came off. You know what I mean? Or maybe I'm just way off base. We'll find out. Skull Merchant. Big fucking changes here. So the biggest problem with Skull Merchant has been the, and I said this in my tier list video yesterday, or yeah, my tier list video went live yesterday. The biggest problem with Skull Merchant is that the only thing she has is 3-gen potential. And the problem with 3-gen potential is if the survivors are coordinated enough and they break your 3-gen, then who gives a fuck, right? But because the 3-gen is a big problem in solo queue specifically, they decided to take a look at it. So lock on. I'm assuming this is going to be mostly nerfs. Lock on. Active zones, being the main culprit behind Skull Merchant's ability to defend generators, are no more. Oh my, what? On top of making survivors exposed, these zones provided the Skull Merchant with too much information on the survivors within them, allowing the killer to quickly react and chase them away. With active zones removed, the Skull Merchant's drones need a new way to lock onto survivors. Now, whenever a survivor is scanned by a drone's beams, they will receive 1 stack of lock on. Okay. Upon reaching 3 stacks, the survivor will immediately receive a claw trap. I'm listening. Wait. They might be cooking. However, avoiding a drone scanners won't be easy thanks to the introduction of 2 new modes. 2 modes. Eyes in the sky will now have 2 modes, stealth mode and scouting mode. In stealth mode, the drone's spinning beams will be invisible and the drone will be much quieter. Survivors will want to watch closely for the lights of the drone itself to tell where the beams are so they can sneak up and disable it. In scouting mode, the drone's scan lines will be visible and rotate much faster, making them more difficult to approach or run by undetected. In either mode, the drone scan lines will not detect a survivor who is stationary, effectively preventing them from being used to guard generators. A survivor can interact with the drone in either state to disable it for 45 seconds, after which they'll return to stealth mode. For 45 seconds, so disabling it doesn't give it back to you. Ew. Oh, okay. You had me up here. You had me here. Not so much here. Hold on. Please, chat. There is no chat. I'm filming this. I just woke up like 10 minutes ago. Please tell me they're not about to gut this fucking character, dude. Okay. Claw traps. Survivors who end up with claw traps will find themselves receiving end of the following effects. If they are healthy, they will be instantly injured. If they are injured, they will receive deep wounds. They will not grant the survivor. Wait, whoa, hold on. Whoa, what? Survivors who end up with a claw trap will find themselves, if they are healthy, they are instantly injured. If they are injured, they will receive deep wounds. This will not grant the survivor a speed boost. If the survivor suffers from the broken status effect, the survivor suffers from the broken status effect until the trap is removed. Their location will be revealed on the killer's scanner for a short duration. What does that mean? Numbers. Give us numbers! Additionally, survivors with a claw trap who are scanned by one of the killer's drones receive a 10% move. God damn. Hindered for 6 seconds? That's insane. are revealed to the killer with killer instinct on their location for 3 seconds. I thought we learned our lesson with Pyramid Head. 3 seconds of killer instinct is dog shit. It should be 5, but whatever. The claw trap's battery will expire and the trap will be removed automatically after 45 seconds. Okay. All right. 45 seconds of broken, some hindered. Okay, that's not too bad. Quality of life. Feels to play against her. The Skull Merchant now has 6 drones. Skull Merchant will now immediately become undetectable for 8 seconds after deploying a drone. Okay, that's interesting. The minimum distance between drones is now 16, was 22. Okay, I'm not mad at that. I think that's fine. The killer's movement speed is no longer decreased when checking the scanner. Yeah, I don't know why that was ever a thing to begin with. Lock-on progress are no longer decays. Oh, okay. Drones can no longer be manually reactivated. Drones can now be placed above or below other drones deployed on different floors. Failing to hack a drone will now grant 1 stack of lock-on instead of instantly locking on. The Skull Merchant's footsteps are now quieter. Okay. We've updated the Skull Merchant's chase music. Oh, I can't wait to hear it. We have received the Skull Merchant's and we have reviewed the Skull Merchant's add-ons, adjusting some and giving new effects to others. And we're gonna have to read those. Where did I put her in my tier list video? I think I put her low C, didn't I? Does Scott say Skull Merchant is dead? I don't know about that.
His biggest weakness.
Okay. I put her in low B. I would definitely say that she is probably still there. I don't know. Like it's the standing still thing is interesting because like if you just avoid the lock on, you just the scanners, which you can't see, but if you just avoid it, you hop on a gen, you start working on it, it's not going to do anything to you, which is great. And that's what was needed. I feel like now all they've done is make her instead of making her a hunter like she was before, because you could throw a drone up in a loop and track the survivor through the loop. Now she's more of a surveyor. And I don't know if I like that. And I also don't see the point, because like if you try to use them to try to put them on a gen and the person doesn't get hit by a lock on, well, then that's just it. They're just on the gen and it's never going to touch them. If you try to put it in the wide open, survivors are just going to walk around it. And now that it doesn't have an active zone that goes through walls, you know, survivors can hide behind the little fucking lots of maps have these obnoxious, very obnoxious, what I call trash piles, which are just these random tiny obstacles that are about waist high to the killer that a survivor can crouch behind. And they're so ridiculously stupid because they add objects that are in your way for no real reason. I'm not talking about trash loops, right? Where it's like some trash over here, a pallet, some trash over here, and the pallet's worthless. I'm talking about legitimate trash piles, legitimate random ass pieces of scenery that just have no business being where they're being and make a lot of maps incredibly cluttered. So hold the fuck up. What does this say? Combine these changes, push the Skull Merchant's drones in a more no, they don't. No. Without an active zone, it doesn't go through walls anymore. I agree with the giving them, you know, more immediate consequences, but she's not going to play like they think she's going to play. Actually, the more I think about it, I think she's probably dropped to C tier. Where in C tier, I don't know. I'd have to give it some thought, but she's definitely dropped to C tier, dude. She's just not. I'm not mad at the changes necessarily. I'm just like, I don't know where they think this is going to be a chase power, but you know what? I could be wrong. Just like with the Xenomorph patch notes, when we try this, I'll see what it is and I'll let you guys know. Like, I'll give you guys a complete update, but right now this is just okay. The Shattered Shit, as I like to call it. The update will feature a gameplay update to the Shattered Shit map. When reviewing feedback for this map, we identified a few points we'd like to address. Oh, really? Are you going to get rid of the 90,000 pallets on the fucking map? Low obstacles. It was possible to bump into small objects such as piles of haze or carcasses. Since these obstacles were so small, it was possible that you could bump into them without even seeing them, leading to some frustrating moments. We've done a pass on these sort of objects to ensure anything which might block your path is clearly visible. In most cases, we made them taller so they're easier to see. The other problem is that they're there. Like, look, this is what I was talking about like trash stuff. Where it's just like, oh, here's some random barrels. Here's a random bit of wall that's there for no reason. And that's what they were saying with the corpses, right? Like sometimes you'd walk by and it was just a fucking mess. The Shattered Shit is among the largest maps in the game. And contrary to its name, it isn't even square. It's actually a rectangle. This emoji is cringe. The size of this map can make patrolling a little difficult. To help with this, we have reduced the size of the map, turning it into a proper square in the process. The position of some tiles have been readjusted as a result. I never really had a problem with the size of the map. I think big maps are okay. I think as long as you don't have a lot of direct obstacles in the, so like take the Red Forest for example, the Temple of Purgation. How there's just a Temple of Purgation and the Mother's Cabin, I think it's called. How there's just like a lot of shit on those maps. Like there's just a lot of shit in your way from one fucking area to the next, and they're huge maps. That's a problem, right? Like that's an issue. It's not that the maps are big, it's the fact that to get from point A to point B, I gotta circumnavigate. Some bushes look like you can walk through them, some of them you can't. There's random logs all over the place. All the trees are bunched so close together that it's hard to actively like navigate the whole thing. It's you know what I mean? I think that that's something we need to keep in mind, okay? Line of sight, most obstacles in the map tend to be fairly low, making it quite easy for killers to spot survivors at long ranges and difficult for stealthy killers to sneak up on survivors. To break up these long sight lines, we have rearranged tiles limit. This is a big nerf to Huntress and only Huntress. Navigation, last but not least, we have made various changes to the map to make it easier to navigate. This includes making it clearer which objects can be walked on and which will block your path. And then they have a random pig pen. I'm not sure what this is here for. Also, this is a stupid loop. This is like those little fenced off areas on the Eerie of Cox map. This is just going to be one of those loops where you get frustrated as the killer, running around as the survivor hugs the motherfucking thing and somehow is managed to run you around this thing like 30 times before you finally catch him. Okay, McMillan Estate. Our work on maps doesn't stop there. The entire McMillan Estate realm is being expanded. Each map in this realm has received a second alternate version. That's unnecessary. The next time you load into Suffocation Pit, things might be a little different. The trademark mine shaft will still be there, but it may be in a different spot. The shape and layout, that was not necessary. We didn't need that. We didn't need that. You know what would have helped with this problem of less variety? If every killer got a map. Like a proper map, you know? Like, we didn't get one with Leatherface when you released him. We didn't get one with Trickster when you released him. The more that they... So here's my problem with this, like, variety thing, right? Is that the more variations you add to maps, the more frustrating those maps become whenever they show up. So, like, Batum has 5 variations, right? Nobody fucking knows what the hell the difference is between the 5. All we know is that a little number appears at the bottom of the screen, and then we have to play fucking guesswork to figure out where the generators are or how the layout is, and it takes for fucking ever for us to like look around and figure out where we're at. Nobody fucking likes that shit. The reason RPD is favored by so many people, despite it being a dog shit map, is because it's static. We know where things are. We know where they're supposed to be. And I'm not saying this should be that way every time. I think maps need a little bit of generator RNG variety, but it also gets frustrating because you introduce this duplicate blocker where we don't get the same map twice in a row, which was great, except that you don't even notice the duplicate blocker because you can get the same realm like 5 times in a row. And that's frustrating, right? So like the Batum, for example, you can technically get Batum preschool 3 times in a row because there are 5 different variations of the Batum preschool. You know what I mean? So, or maybe this is going to be more like Hat and Fuck, where, sometimes they have a window that spawns here, but other times, or not a window, but like there's a break in the top floor. So sometimes they have the break spawn here, and then other times they have it spawn there. So who knows? Perks. Small tweaks to a handful of perks. Furtive Chase. Oh, are you finally making it not dog shit? Furtive Chase is one of the lesser used killer perks, providing a way to switch obsession throughout the match and reduce your terror radius. To give this perk a slight boost, we are increasing the terror radius. That's not the problem! Hold on, chat. Nobody, dude, you can reduce the fucking terror radius to 0 during chases, and that's still not the fucking reason we don't use the perk. It's because it reduces it during chase. Who gives a shit if your terror radius is reduced during chase? I know, chat. Pete, guys, I know there's gonna be somebody that goes into my comment section and is gonna go all fucking net on me and be like, actually, if you have a lower terror radius during chase, then whenever you are chasing someone and they run you by a generator that someone else is working on, that person may not realize it until it's too late, and then you can get a free hit on them instead of chasing after the person that's already injured for a free down. You obviously do not know what you are talking about, Mr. YouTuber. Listen to me, all right? I have explained this before and I will explain it again. When you are determining the power of something, you are looking at the situations that they are useful in. And lowering your terror radius in chase is simply not a useful mechanic in enough situations to matter. It is not the amount that the terror radius is reduced by that we had a problem with. 18 meters was fine. Or 16 meters was fine. It is the problem that it only happens in chase when it should be something far more interesting. Like it happens to the obsession. Your terror radius is less to the obsession. That way the person unhooking suddenly doesn't know where you are anymore. That would be far more interesting of a mechanic than lowering it during chase. Oh. This is what happens when I film videos before I eat, dude. I'm so fucking pissed. Okay. Background player. This perk allows you to sprint very quickly when the killer picks up another survivor, creating an opportunity to get into position for a save. Not only is this perk highly situational. But this fucking isn't. But this fuck, I swear to God. But it leaves you exhausted, which could hinder you if you're chased shortly after. To make sure this perk is meaningful, we are increasing the duration of the speed boost from 5 seconds. To 5 seconds. I don't know about this one. I have seen people be able to like use this perk background player to like get some stupid saves. But I will keep an eye on this. I will keep an eye. I'm not sure about this one. Killer tweaks. To cap things off, we have a short list of adjustments for different killers. As usual, these are, I see this, I swear to God, you better tell me you spawn with every trap in your goddamn hand behavior. The Trapper feels a very unique role in Dead by Daylight. Yeah, he's the worst fucking killer in the game. He's the only one that's got to go collect his power like he's on a fucking scavenger hunt. He's the only one who can't return his power to himself once he's placed it down. He's the slowest killer in the game, not walking speed wise, just match flow wise. Yeah. Oh, and he's the only one that takes a dickload of time to set up. Yeah. Since he is all over the cover and unlocked right away, he ends up being in a lot of people's first experience playing killer. Because of this, we try to keep him as simple as straightforward and possible. See a trap, set a trap. I don't care. Simple and straightforward as possible, fine. Weak as he is, no. Among newer players, the Trapper already performs fairly well. That's... I feel like I'm going insane! The reason that the Trapper performs fairly well against newer players is because it is only newer survivors where the Trapper is the most effective. Because they do not understand how to pay attention to their surroundings yet, whenever they're playing against the Trapper in these newer, lower MMR lobbies, they're going to continuously run into traps and get themselves killed. Once a survivor has the most minute amount of experience and understands how to pay attention to what's going on, then they will not be caught by traps, basically ever. The traps are far too obvious. You can see them far too easily. And overall, it's just one of those things where newer players are going to suffer. But you know what? That's okay. They're supposed to. They're supposed to suffer and while they're figuring the game out. But the thing about it is that doesn't change the fact that Trapper is still too fucking weak. There is no excuse for this. Whatever you're about to say, if it is not start with all your traps in the beginning and be able to reset traps without having to go pick them up, he is going to continue to be at the bottom of the fucking list. Okay. Let's read the changes. 8 bear traps will now spawn on the map. The Trapper will receive a 7.5. You know what? This one's good. This one's good. I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. This one's actually good. But dude, stop spawning them on the fucking map. Just let us start with all of them, please. Please stop making this killer so dog shit. We expect these changes to have minimal impact in lower skill matches. It's going to have minimal impact in higher skill matches. Fuck me, dude. Additional bear traps will ensure you have an adequate supply. That's still not the issue, though. Please, behavior, listen to us, man. Oh, dude. I'm actually getting a headache, bro. This is not the issue. Just like with Furtive Chase, this wasn't the issue. We're telling you what the issue is. Oh, dude, I'm actually frustrated. I'm actually so frustrated. Huntress and Trickster, for both these killers, Reno is a must. However, doing so gives survivors a big head start to run away and gain some distance. For this reason, we'll Iron Maiden, yeah, to improve the quality of life and we've reduced the reload time for each killer to 3 seconds. I'm still going to run Iron Maiden, but that's pretty good. I like that. Okay. Speaking of reloads, the Deathslinger will find himself reloading very frequently because of his this. Add-ons which reduce the reload time see a lot of use. You are correct. To make these add-ons less essential. We have taken a part of the effect of the keys and to the base kit and adjusts the Deathslinger now reloads in 2.6. By default, let's go! Second, we have increased the movement speed bonus while aiming down the sights for both the jaw. Oh, that's really good. I don't really care about that as much, but this, let's fucking go. They did something. Go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I like this. I like this a lot. Me like a lot. Okay. The Legion, we've adjusted the Legion's BFF. Wait. 4% movement speed increase, which the gates were powered so long the killer managed to land enough. The match, since this effect needed to be earned and is only active, we are increasing. Holy shit! Yo, should I try to call Tat? Hold up. Hold up. Where's Tat at? This motherfucker's offline, dude. Shit. All right, it's fine. I'm sure we'll hear from him. Okay. So developer update. Listen, bro. I'm sorry, chat. Not chat. I'm not live. But like, dude, there's so much in here, dude, where it's just like it feels like they're missing the point. Like, it feels like, dude, I don't understand behavior. Like, this is just from me to you, man. When your community tells you what needs to be changed and you decide arbitrarily to change things nobody was talking about, that looks bad. Nobody cared about the amount of traps that Trapper had. 8 was a perfectly adequate number. But what we wanted was to spawn with all of the traps already in hand and to be able to reutilize traps when they are still across the map, just like Hag, just like Freddy, just like Huxtable. There is no reason, none, for us to go on a scavenger hunt to collect our power. And these changes are not going to do a goddamn thing to stop that factor. That's what keeps him
doing everything and doing everyone.
Somebody just followed while I was offline. Thank you, Hippic. If you see this on the YouTube, I appreciate that. There's not a goddamn thing that's going to keep him from being at the bottom of the goddamn barrel now. You cannot have a character who has to go collect their power be anywhere above D tier. He will never be higher than D tier because of the fact he has to collect his power, because of the fact his power can become useless because it can end up in a dead zone where he has no business being. You know what? Outside of making him like 125% speed killer, it's never going to make a difference. I don't even think that would make that much of a difference. It might put him in the bottom of C tier because 125% is really fucking fast. But it's not going to change that much. I don't like this excuse. Well, he performs good in the lower tiers. Yeah, I'm sure everybody performs good in the lower tiers outside of like Nurse and Blight and Billy. Maybe even Billy does, because like survivors don't know how to press their A and D keys in the lower tiers. But it's like I just there's some good stuff in here. I think the anti-face mechanic is good. I think the change to Death Slinger is good. I think the change to background player is fine. I'm a little weary of it, but I'm okay with it. The change to Huntress and Trickster, which, as you know, I like Huntress, so it's not going to do much for Trickster because you still have to land 6 fucking knives to take a health stake. But then you got stuff like the furtive chase change and the trapper change, which just tells me that you heard we had a problem with it, but you didn't hear about what the problem was. And then you just went off on a fucking like, oh, well, obviously this is the problem. And you've got like 90% of your community over here going, no! All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoy this. I hope posting this on the same day as my competitive party thing didn't fuck it too bad. So, dude, that trapper section pissed me off so much, dude. Just have a good day, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.